Today I'm going to be telling you guys everything that I read in October, and I am so excited because I literally read my most favorite book ever this month. Let's just get started because I cannot wait to talk about just that book. Everything else was good too though. It was honestly a great reading month. So I read 6 books this month, which I'm really surprised because I started this month in a reading slump. The first 2 weeks I was stuck on reading Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book was not the reason I was in a slump. I don't know why, I just didn't feel like reading. But this book was honestly really good. I enjoyed it more than the first book in the Natural series. This series is basically about a group of teenagers who have these gifts where the FBI wants to use them to help solve cold cases. For example, one of the kids is really good at profiling people. This one in particular was really good. I enjoyed the plot a lot and the storyline. We get to uncover one of the main characters' past. Something I love about the series, especially in this book, is the dynamic between all of the teenagers. The first book, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know them well enough, but in this one you really get to know them. Oh, there's also a love triangle in the series. I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles, but I think what I realized in the series is that I don't really mind it if it's in the background of the story. And I think it's when the love triangle is the main plot that I'm a little iffy about it. I ended up giving this book a 3.75 stars. I noticed that these books are really just simple mystery thrillers that are really fast paced. And because it's YA, the font is bigger, so you just feel like you're getting through this book faster. Okay, the next book I want to talk about is literally one of my most anticipated reads of the fall. And it is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book in the Maple Hill series. The first book was Icebreaker, and I loved that book. I literally could not wait to get my hands on this, and when I did, I read it. So it follows Russ and Aurora. When they first meet, they have this fling, but then the next day they meet up at this camp that they both didn't know that they would be working at, and the rule is that they can't fraternize with each other. And so it's basically them forming this relationship over summer while they're working. She's definitely more bold and he's more a shy guy, but they kind of balance each other out, which I really enjoyed. So their relationship was cute. Honestly, I find that in Hannah Grace's writing, she writes characters great, okay? They really have depth, okay? And you really do feel connected to the characters. I personally like that because it does make the book feel so realistic, and I think that's why I loved Icebreaker so much, because I just felt like I knew all these people, these people were my friends. But with that being said, the characters are the main plot of the story. Overall, I did give this book a 3.75. I did like the characters and everything, but I think I enjoyed Icebreaker more because of the found family aspect. And this book definitely did have that, but it wasn't as prominent. And some parts did make me actually physically cringe with how cheesy it was. But nonetheless, it was still really good, and I love the characters. Alright, and then my next read was When in Rome by Sarah Adams, and I was really excited to get into this one because I read the cheat sheet by her not too long ago either, and I really enjoyed it. This follows Amelia and Noah, and Amelia is a celebrity, Noah is a small town baker. Her car ends up breaking down in this small town, and Noah is the one to find her and help her. And so she ends up having to stay in the small town a little longer than planned. And so they end up forming this little bond, and it's so cute because it's definitely Grumpy versus Sunshine. Why are you making me stop? He's a fictional character. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. But you get it. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4.25 stars, and something I just love about Sarah Adams is that she makes these romances to be so lightweight and easy and simple and fun and entertaining. Although they are very cheesy and cringy, they are so wholesome, and I love it. Oh, I really do recommend this book if you're going for something light and simple. It's also 300 pages, so it's a quick read. Definitely recommend this book. Okay, and then my next book was Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. You can't tell me that this is not beautiful. This follows Amma and Elliot. Amma is a wedding planner. Elliot is her ex, who is also a florist, a male florist. So cute. I'm not into plants, but after the way he was talking, I might as well be. Anyways, they end up having to work together for this celebrity wedding that's about to go down. They used to collaborate on events a lot, but they haven't since they broke up, so this is their first time rekindling, and it's Now, this book, I will say I had higher expectations, so that is on me. The romance in this book kind of felt more like a subplot because we are following the life of a wedding planner, so it's kind of like busy and hectic. I do wish there was more like banter between the characters and like build up, more chemistry. That all kind of lacked for me. I will say the last like 75 pages of this book, like I was on the edge of my seat. Things were going crazy, okay? I was like, why is everything happening all at once? But I really enjoyed it. I gave this book like a 3 stars because it didn't live up to my expectations, but it was still a good read. I'm happy I read it. Okay, bear with me because I have to contain my excitement for this next book that I'm going to talk about. It has become my new favorite book ever. I have thought about it every single day since I read it. Let me just talk about it. I have not felt this way about a book in so long. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I want to preface, going into this, I did not think it was going to change my life the way it did. But it did, and I couldn't be happier. This follows Clementine, and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Iwan? Or is it Ewan? We're about to figure this out together. Ewan. Did I say that?
Ewan.
Yeah, it's Ewan. Okay. Clementine's aunt recently passed, and so she's left with her apartment. But growing up, her aunt has always told her this apartment is magical or whatnot, right? And Clementine finds that out herself. The apartment time travels 7 years in the past, and that's where she meets Ewan. So this book is a romance, but it's just so much more because it also talks about grief in such a beautiful and realistic way. And I love the message of this book. Oh, there's just so many amazing parts in this book. Oh my gosh, I love the quotes in this book. I wish I could read it again for the first time. I loved every part of this book, from the writing to the characters. Oh my gosh. Ewan was perfect. Don't get me started on him. Stop. And I highly recommend you don't just stop at the last page. Read the reader's guide because what the author has to say is beautiful. Everything about this, amazing. If you take one book to read out of this video, it is The 7-Year Slip. You won't regret it. And if you do, I'm sorry, but I didn't regret telling you. Also, 5 stars, obviously, if you couldn't tell. Maybe 6. I don't know. It was that good. Now let's get into my last read of the month, and that was The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I listened to this on audiobook, which I loved because this book is told in 3rd person, and I find that if I listen to 3rd person told books on audiobook, I really enjoy it. When it comes to reading, I definitely prefer 1st person. Just want to clarify. Anyways, I love Lynn Painter. The last book I read from her, which was the first book I read from her, was better than the movies, and I gave it a 5 stars. So I had high hopes going into The Love Wager. And it didn't disappoint. It's so funny. Like, this is a definition of a rom-com. Okay, let's be real. I loved both characters. I really enjoyed Jack. He was funny. And I loved their relationship with each other. Let me tell you the point of the book. When they first meet, they end up having a fling, but then they make this deal that whoever can find their like true love first through like an app, I think, a dating app, they win. And they win something that they really want from the other person. So basically they go on dates or whatever at the same time, same place, and then they end up talking about it. And I also really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute and funny, and the build up to their like friendship and like their relationship forming was so cute. And when I tell you, this book got the banter, okay? Oh my gosh, the banter really did it for me. With all that being said, I did think it was pretty predictable. Like, there is a trope in here. Once I found out it was gonna turn that way, I was like, oh, I know what's gonna go on. Still good, still an easy read and fun. And that was it for all the books that I read in the month of October. I got through a decent amount, which I'm very happy about because I want to meet my end of the year reading goal. And I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Yeah, this was honestly a great reading month. I found my new favorite book, so that's a plus. Hopefully you found a book or two to take away from this video and read for yourself. Let me know if you read any of these books and if you like them. Go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos of mine. I'll see you guys on my next video real soon. Bye! The sun is doing way too much. Listen to this book on Audible. No, I didn't. I don't even have Audible. Like, why would I say that? Not Lynn Painter. Breaking out. It keeps getting brighter and brighter.